So 2.6 notes. First of all, the caveat, 2.6 is not out the door, has not been released as of recording this particular module, so anything I say must be taken with a grain of salt until that release is cut and out there. So all subject to change, but we're pretty confident these are going to make it in, so I'm just going to mention them here as well. First of all, to note, there's been a complete rewrite of queries, updates, writes in general. So very, very big refactoring of that whole section of the code, which has implications far beyond what I'm about to talk about, but I will mention it again when we're talking about bulk loading of data, particularly in sharded environments, so I'll be referring back to this. But just so you know, there has been a complete reworking of that entire system, and that has some nice implications for this sort of data integrity and how things stay the way you would expect them to. So field ordering. This has been a bugbear of a lot of people over the years with MongoDB, in that there's no guarantee of ordering in terms of the fields in a BSON document. If you change a document and it gets moved, the fields may be reordered. If you alter an array, grow a document, then the fields may be reordered. So now, with a couple of exceptions, your field ordering will be respected. The exceptions that I mentioned. Underscore ID is always first. That's the first thing. So if you do try to order a document in such that you place something before underscore ID, that won't work. Underscore ID will always be the first field in a given BSON document. And renaming fields may cause reordering. So if you alter the name of a particular field in a document, that's where the ordering comes into question. So you may get back the same order after you rename things, or you may get a completely different order after you rename things. So those are your two exceptions. Another note is that doing a better job of enforcing field name restrictions. Although we stated that you shouldn't do these things, it was still possible to create fields with, for example, starting with a period, or starting with a dollar sign, like $ field, or perhaps just an empty field name, so nothing between those two quotes there. So it should have been difficult to insert these things, but not impossible. Now with the complete rewrite of this, it should now be impossible. You will get errors back if you attempt to do this. So worth noting that if you have managed to insert one of these things, you're going to have to rewrite the entire document. Several things will fail if you try to update it, etc. So before you upgrade to 2.6, certainly make sure that you haven't done any of those things, have any of those sort of weird fields in there. It should have been very tough to do this, and it's not exactly desirable to have field names with these names. They conflict with operators, they conflict with other things, so it's not a good idea in the first place. But we'll be doing a better job of enforcing that and throwing back errors should you attempt to insert such things. And then finally, we've made the improvements to push and slice other array operators that I mentioned earlier. Some of this functionality was added in 2.4 and caused certain issues, sort of unexpected behavior. Those have been ironed out, and now, for example, the ordering of $each, $sort, and such when you're manipulating an array does not matter as much. We let you specify them in any order you wish, and then we sort it out on the server side. So made some improvements there, more consistency to how those things are actually handled. But still worth noting that there is a change of behavior coming in 2.6 with those operators. So there's just a quick note in terms of sort of data integrity and what to expect with 2.4 and 2.6. And that's it for this module.